Hayom Yom he quotes, Ki atem tiyu li eretz chayfetz, that every Jew, or the Jewish people, are like a very rich land, soil. The more you dig, the more treasure you find, the more richness you find. Which means that no matter what we think we know about the nature of a Jew and what a Jew is, dig a little deeper, you'll find even more. It's endless. The treasures in the earth are endless. The natural treasures, the buried treasures, whatever they are. In this maamar that we all became familiar with over Gimel Tammuz and before, if we had to summarize, what's the punchline? What does the maamar say? What should we walk away knowing from this maamar that we didn't know before? So the maamar speaks about Mesiras Nefesh and the different kinds of Mesiras Nefesh. So he speaks about Mesiras Nefesh where you give up your life and you die. Al Kiddush Hashem. You put yourself in danger out of devotion and loyalty to Torah and mitzvahs, and if you end up dying, that's Mesiras Nefesh. In the maamar, the Rebbe says that there was something unique about Mordechai as a leader, a shepherd, in that he gave Yidden Mesiras Nefesh in a more pnimizdik way. He internalized Mesiras Nefesh. What does that mean? So the Rebbe emphasizes that the story of Purim was that they had Mesiras Nefesh for an entire year. In other words, the threat of Haman lasted an entire year. And for the entire year, they were ready to give up their lives. What is so significant about the fact that it was an entire year? The threat lasted a year, so they had it for a year. If it had lasted for 10 years, it would have been 10 years. The difference is, if you have Mesiras Nefesh on occasion, somebody comes and says, bow to the idol or I'll kill you, and he kills you, obviously, not bowing to the idol is not your nature. Mesiras Nefesh is not your nature. It happened to you. It only hurts for a minute. Then you're gone. If you can keep up the Mesiras Nefesh for an entire year, which means through all the seasons, through the heat of summer and the cold of winter and so on, how can that be? This is not an event. This must be you. If you can maintain something an entire year, then that's you. So if you think about the core, the etzem of a Jewish neshama, you can say, you know when you see the etzem, when you see the real Jew in a Jew, when he's willing to die for Yiddishkeit, then the essence, the etzem of his neshama is coming to the surface, and in his essence, a Jew will die rather than do an Aveda. See, there's the core of a Jewish soul. That we've known for a long time. What else do we know about the nature of a Jew? Hasidus put a great emphasis and remarked on the fact that even when a Jew says, I don't want to do the mitzvah, the Rambam says, a Jew who says, I don't want to do the mitzvah, and you're convinced that he means it, and he's convinced that he means it. He really believes that he doesn't want to do the mitzvah. The truth is, he does want to do the mitzvah. And that's why if you whip him, sober him up, he'll say, okay, fine, I want to do it. And he really wants to do it. That's an amazing thing. That's a treasure that we found by digging in the soil of a Jewish of neshama. But again, that sounds like you're capable of giving up your life on occasion, in an emergency, when you don't have any choice, you give up your life. And that shows how deeply connected you are to the Eibishter, how devoted. If you can keep it up a whole year, now we're discovering a new part of your neshama, deeper. It's not just an occasion. When all else fails and you have no choice, then you will rise to the occasion and you will have Mesiras Nefesh and you'll die al Kiddush Hashem. If you can keep it up a whole year, it shows that this is not a one-moment emergency response. This is you. That giving up your life rather than sinning is you. It's not just something you can do when all else fails. This is you. In other words, as far as the true nature of your neshama, of the core of your neshama, Torah and mitzvahs are more important than your own life, not because of an emergency, not because because you have to make a painful choice between yourself and the Eibishter. This is your nature. In your very nature, the Eibishter is more important to you than yourself. This is amazing. Who would have believed such a thing? Is this even humanly possible? Well, that's what makes Jews different. That on the surface, we seem to be human like everybody else, and I come first. Okay, fine, if you press me to the wall and you give me no choice, I'll have Mesiras Nefesh. But my nature, my personality, my reality is, of course I come first. And that's why if on occasion I'm willing to give up my life rather than do an Aveda, we got to suspect that maybe you're still putting yourself first. And you're not going to allow anybody to tell you what to bow to. So maybe you're just being stubborn. Maybe you are protecting yourself. And that's why all the Mesiras Nefesh that Avraham had until the Akedah, the first 9 tests, where he was willing to die. Yeah, but it could be that he's willing to die because this is his project and nobody's going to stop him from his project. Of course, that was not the truth. But somebody could, if he wanted to, make that argument. What was the Mesiras Nefesh of the Akedah? Mesiras Nefesh of the Akedah is, it's true, Avraham had a project, and he devoted himself to this project. And 9 times he was willing to give up his life for this project, because the project is important to him. Now he's an old man. What's going to happen to his project? Yitzchak will take over and the project will continue. Now God comes to him and says, sacrifice Yitzchak. So, whoa, what's going to be with the project? So if he was willing to give up Yitzchak, that means he's willing to give up his project. Which proves that all the other 9 tests, he wasn't protecting his own, he wasn't defending his project at the cost of his life, which all human beings are capable of. People protect their own country at the cost of their lives. I regret I have but one life to give for my country. That's not Mesiras Nefesh. That's self-defense. So all other tests that Avram went through, now we see that he wasn't protecting his interests. It wasn't about his project, because here he's willing to give up his project and his son. So that shows that putting the Eibishter first, putting God first, is not an occasional inspiration. That's the nature of the Jew. If you can go a whole year, which means through all the variety of seasons and what they imply, you stay loyal to the Eibishter when it's hot, when you have interests, passions, and so on. You stay loyal to the Eibishter when it's cold, when you have nothing, when you got, and when it's in between, when it's spring and when it's autumn, and when it, no matter what life brings, you stay steady. The Eibishter comes first, and that's all. So that shows that this is really you. This is your nature. Which is interesting. Mesiras Nefesh means it's not about you. And now we know that not about you is you. It is your nature not to be about you. That's a little more than human. A step above, a cut above.